Hey guys, Heather Hooker here from thefitmomtribe.com. And today I want to talk about 5 reasons why people quit the high fat, low carb diet. 5 mistakes that people make this diet harder than it's supposed to be. So hopefully, if you're watching this, if you're new to keto, new to high fat, low carb, you'll be able to avoid some of these common mistakes, get fat adapted faster, and get results faster. You're going to feel amazing once you get there. You just have to get through you just have to get started. Once you get there, you're going to feel amazing. You're going to be so glad that you stuck to it. So, the first mistake that people make is they don't get enough electrolytes in. This is something that I've recommended from day one. I recommend that people take these electrolyte tablets. People think they don't need them. And then a couple days into the keto diet, the low carb, high fat diet, they start to feel headaches. They start to feel sick. They start to feel like low energy. They just feel terrible. And it's because they're not getting enough electrolytes. So the way that you can add in more electrolytes is you can take a magnesium supplement. You can salt your food, pink Himalayan sea salt, add more salt to everything. What's happening when you're transitioning to the ketogenic diet is your body is flushing out a lot of the electrolytes in your body. So you have to replace those. Another thing is Mio makes these electrolyte drops that you can add into your water. You can drink bone broth. You can also take electrolyte tablets, which is what I do. I'll link the ones that I like below. I get them on Amazon. They're $7 for about 100, and they work great. The other thing is to get more potassium. Eat potassium-rich foods like avocados. While you're drinking these electrolytes, you're also going to want to drink a lot of water. Electrolytes and water are going to go hand in hand. And it's the number one mistake that people make. You're not getting at least 64 ounces, and that is minimum 64 ounces. Like I said, your body's flushing out all of the stuff that it doesn't need anymore. So if you're not replacing that, you're going to feel dehydrated, you're going to feel sick. It's because you are not getting enough water and enough electrolytes. Number 2 mistake that people make when they switch over to this keto thing is they're not getting enough fat. And this is where the keto diet differs from like Atkins or the Zone, or I guess some of those other low carb diets, is it's not just a low carb diet, it's specifically high fat. So your body either runs on glucose or it runs on fat fuel, which is ketones. But if you take away both of those things, then your body has nothing to run on, and it's like not putting gas in your car. Your car's just gonna come to a stop. So you have to increase your fat. You take out carbs, you add more fat. If you miss that step, you're not gonna feel good. You're not gonna want to keep going. So some easy ways to add in more fat to your day is to switch from ground turkey to ground beef. You want to look at the percentages instead of looking for the lowest fat percentage. You want to look for the highest fat percentage. If you're eating steaks or something like that, you want to make sure that it has a nice marbleization, because that's going to be adding fat into your diet. There are some seasoned butters. They're like gourmet butters that you can get from the grocery store, certain like fancier grocery stores. You can add those on top of your steaks, add those to your vegetables. So add in fats that way. You can also add olive oil to your salads, eat more olives, avocados, of course, and add MCT oil or butter or ghee to your coffee and make sort of a fat coffee. So those are all ways that you can add more fat into your day and up that macro percentage. So the third mistake that people make when they're switching over to keto is they eat too much protein. So just like in our last example, we talked about how the keto diet is not the same as the Atkins diet. It's not high protein. It's not a bodybuilder diet. It is specifically moderate protein. So you're aiming for high fat, moderate protein, very low carb, like net carbs of 50 grams or less per day. Some people say 30, some people say 20. It honestly depends on your personal body chemistry. I would say start with 50, work your way down. But too much protein. So if you are eating too much protein, your body actually converts that to glucose. It's this crazy body process that we have. So one way to make sure that you don't eat enough protein is to have a meatless meal. So I know you guys have heard of Meatless Mondays. That's something that's pretty popular out in social media. It's an easy way for you to get some extra vegetables in, some extra added health benefits. You're going to take that same, maybe you don't eat meat at all on Mondays, but you're going to apply it to one of your meals every day. So maybe for breakfast, you don't eat meat, or for lunch, you have a salad with no meat on it, just a lot of veggies, a lot of healthy fats, seeds, avocado, cheese, some full fat dressing or olive oil. Yeah, so for your meatless meal, one recipe that I love that I want to make a video for soon is this cauliflower rice risotto. It is delicious. There are so many recipes. If you look on Pinterest, you can find like cauliflower mac and cheese. Cauliflower is really popular because it kind of takes on different textures and flavors. But you can make yourself cauliflower crust pizza. You could do a veggie pizza for lunch or dinner. Some other things, let me think. There's like a buffalo wing cauliflower recipe that I've had before that's pretty good. So just a meatless meal every day. It will help you make sure that you're not getting too much protein. Okay, number 4. This is a big one. This is a big one actually just in health and wellness in general from my experience coaching people to their goal weight over the last 4 years. This pretty much affects everybody. And that is just not being patient. So with the keto diet specifically, there's going to be some weird things that happen before your body gets fat adapted. So you might feel a little crummy. You might feel a little decrease in energy. You might get some headaches. What is happening is your body is switching from burning glucose, it's running on glucose all the time, to it's making a switch. It's switching to burning on fat, and you're becoming fat adapted. And you have to allow your body enough time to make this switch and go through all of the necessary changes so that you can get rid of all of the glucose in your body and become fat adapted. When you become fat adapted, you're going to feel amazing. Your energy is going to go through the roof. Your cravings are going to be gone. You're not going to be thinking about food all the time. I mean, it's just, there's so many benefits to being in ketosis. You just have to allow your body the time and the space to get to that point. So you have to be patient. One thing that is going to help you to make this switch is the exogenous ketones. And I will link my favorite ones below if you want to try them. But they really do help make this process easier. If you know that you have a history of trying things and quitting, or throwing in the towel as soon as something doesn't go exactly your way, the exogenous ketones can help you by curbing those carb and sugar cravings, curbing some of your appetite to help you get to that point. So give yourself time and be patient as your body goes through this process. Number 5, biggest mistake that people make when they're switching to keto is hidden carbohydrates. So there are a lot of foods that you're not going to expect to have carbs that have carbs, including vegetables. For instance, broccoli is surprisingly high in carbs. I'm not at all saying that you shouldn't eat broccoli. I eat broccoli all the time, but I make sure I track it and I make sure I measure it so I'm not overeating the good carbs by accident. There's also all kinds of carbs in certain salad dressings or just things that you wouldn't even think of that would have carbs. So one thing to make sure that you're not overeating carbs is to be tracking your daily food. You need to have a daily food diary. If you have any sort of goal at all, weight loss, fat loss, body recomposition, then, and you're not tracking, you're just throwing up a shot in the dark every single day. And so you can't be upset with the results that you're not getting if you don't even know for sure what you're eating every day, how much you're eating every day. So my favorite app to track is called Carb Manager for iOS. It's super easy to use. I like the interface. I've talked about it before. I actually have I have a video where I walk you through that app. You can use any app you want. I just prefer that one. And you're going to want to keep your macros about 70-75% fat, 20-25% max protein, and then about 5% carbohydrates. So if you're at all interested in the keto diet, which I guess you are if you're watching this, I post new videos. I try to post Monday through Friday about the ketogenic diet, keto tips. So please subscribe and comment below and let me know what you would like to learn about next.